What's up guys, Toma Tales here, and I'm back with another video. Now today's video is strictly just to ask you guys a question and basically get your response, because it's something that I want to know if it's morally right. Because I'm the kind of person that everything I do in my life I am happy with. Nothing in my life that I do weighs heavily on my conscience. But this one thing that I find myself doing, I feel that it is wrong. Not wrong, but I don't know. It's a shame. I would just put it that way. It's a shame. So I want to talk about it, and I want to get your thoughts on it. And it has to do with hooking up, okay? So, if you don't know, I hook up with a lot of women. I'm 23 years old, and I'm heavily involved in the hookup culture. And with that comes sleeping with various different age groups of women. I sleep with sometimes old 25-year-olds, sometimes 30-year-olds, sometimes 22-year-olds, and sometimes even 18-year-olds. Now what I want to focus on today are the 18-year-olds, because sleeping with them, it is completely different than sleeping with a woman that is anything over 18 or 19. And the reason why is because 18-year-olds especially are still very innocent. They're still very immune, not used to the fuckery that happens in this world, especially within the hookup culture. So let me just talk about a specific instance that will summarize what I want to know from you guys. There's this 18-year-old girl, and we met on Tinder. And you know, she's very cute, sweet, you can tell that she's obviously not a massive slut. And so we're texting each other, and I tell her, you should come over and cuddle sometime. And she says okay, she agrees. And the first time she came over was about a week and a half ago. Before she comes over, she tells me, don't have any more expectations than just cuddling. So she basically makes it very clear that she's not going to sleep with me. And when a girl says that to me, I always just think, okay, that's perfectly fine. In my head, I'm like, that's up to you, whether you sleep with me or not. That's not up to me. So they can say what they want, at the end of the day, it's up to them. And so I just take it however they want to give it. That's all there is to it. So she comes over, and we start to cuddle, and this girl is very sweet, very nice girl. And we get to talking. And the number one thing I need you guys to know that is important in this whole topic of morality is that I tell every single woman I hook up with who I am. That I am a big slut, that I sleep around a lot, that I'm not looking for a relationship, and that, I'm just here for a hookup, nothing more. We can maybe sleep together 2 or 3 times. It doesn't just have to be once, but that's really it. That's all I have to give. And so, as we're talking, and I'm telling her these things about myself, she's in shock, because I told her eventually, what my body count was. I don't know what it is, but it's around 60, 70, 80, maybe 90. I don't know. I don't know what my body count is. But when I told her this, she couldn't believe it, okay? Her innocence made her right away think, she felt sad for me. She was like, oh my God, that's so sad, why do you do that? Sex should mean something, it should be something you should do with someone you care about and you love, and these things. And I'm just listening and understanding, her point of view, because she hasn't been through any of that. She told me her body count was 2. She told me her body count was 2, and it was 2 of her boyfriends. So she's never had a hookup before. And, she's only done it with men she loves. But that changed that night, because she did sleep with me. Now, I want to ask you, for a 23-year-old, is it wrong for me to sleep with an 18-year-old? Now, I'm not asking these questions and making this video because I think deep down there's something wrong with it. I think that, I'm a bad guy or something. I really don't. My conscience is fully clear. But I think it's an interesting topic. Why my conscience is clear is because before we hooked up, her and I, that night, I told her who I was, I told her my intentions, and I made it clear that we are just a hookup. I'm a slut, I sleep around a lot, and she still slept with me. Now, the part where I think it's a shame is that I am the first guy to basically expose herself to the dirty life that a lot of women and men live nowadays, where we just sleep without any emotions. Where my morality or my conscience is a little bit plays a part is knowing that this girl is so innocent, she's nice, she's only been with boyfriends, but here she is getting herself in a situation that she could not resist, and now she basically had a hookup. And so we slept together, and You know, eventually she goes home, but the story doesn't end there. She goes home, and we continue to talk, and we agree that we want to see each other again. So about a week goes by, and she finally comes over again. Now she comes over, we talk a little bit, and we just, you know, ask how you're doing, and just normal things. And she asks me, have you been sleeping with anyone since we hooked up? Kind of not in a serious way, because what I found out is she didn't expect me to be sleeping with anyone else. And as I told her, yeah, I slept with like 1 or 2 girls since you, she couldn't believe it, okay? I did not expect this at all. I was so shocked, because most women I sleep with, they know what's happening, you know, with the hookup culture. But she didn't. So when I tell her this, she's like, oh my God. Like, she was so sad, okay? She was so sad that I slept with other women. And I was asking her, what's wrong? Like, what do you mean? Why are you sad? Why are you acting like that's insane? And she basically told me that, you know, if we're sleeping together, even if you didn't say there's anything more to it, you should still have the common courtesy to only sleep with me. Like, it's just a respect thing. And as she telling me this, I'm just like, wow. Like, that's the perspective of this 18-year-old girl. Like, I'm not used to that. Like, I'm on such a different time, area, whatever, that I can't even fathom that she thinks that I should be the only one she sleeps with because we had that moment together. And so she's really sad. Like, she told me she's almost gonna start crying. And we went from cuddling to, you know, first we had sex. She came over, we had sex right away. And then that happened. And so after sex, we were cuddling. But then when I told her that, she went to the corner of the bed. And she was just sad. You know, when she told me how she felt, she straight up told me, I am not going to sleep with you if you continue to sleep with other women while we're sleeping together. And I was just like, okay, I understand that, you know. Anything I do with you, it's all up to you, you know. I would never want to pressure or do anything with this girl if she wasn't comfortable with it. But when she told me that, how it makes her feel, I just started to think that I never want to sleep with this woman again. Because I love to sleep with sluts. I like to sleep with women who there's nothing to it, you know. There's no emotions, there's no feeling. I don't like to hurt feelings, and I don't like to be the guy to, like, do that to this innocent girl. So knowing how she felt about me, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, because now there's feelings involved, and now I'm the guy who's going to slut her out. I don't want to slut out this innocent girl. Like, I really don't. And so after I told her I do not want to sleep with her again, she went from, I'm not going to sleep with you anymore until you stop fucking girls, to telling me, please fuck me. She literally got on top of me that same night after we had sex and was trying to seduce me to fuck her. And I was just like, no, like, I'm not going to. Like, I don't feel comfortable anymore. Like, I don't want to be that guy that's doing this to this nice 18-year-old girl. Like, it's okay if you're 18, you're a slut. But if you're 18 and I'm the first guy you've hooked up with and now you think there's more. So she literally started to slut herself out and asked me, begged me to fuck her. And I was just like, I didn't do it. And I told her, I really don't want to sleep with you again. You're not meant for this life. I don't want to put you through this, because I know that if I continue to fuck her and continue to sleep with her, she's going to like me more and more. I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to be the guy to break this innocent girl's heart. That's just not for me. But I guess, you know, the question that resides is it my fault? Am I wrong for sleeping with this nice 18-year-old girl when I'm 23 and I fucked so many women and I knew that I would want nothing more? But as I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with what I did, because I am completely honest. If I lied to women or lied to her and told her that I'm not a slut and that I don't sleep around a lot and that I do want more than just a hookup, I'd be a fucking piece of shit. And I could never do that. I could not live with myself. But I'm honest to every single girl I fuck. At the end of the day, is it on me for letting them do it? Or is it on them for allowing themselves to be slutted out by a guy who told them who he was and told them there's nothing more to it? Those are the questions this video proposes, and I hope you enjoy. Take care, guys.